I want to talk today about relationships a little bit and just give you a tool that I hope will help you think through your relationships more accurately, to see them for what they are. So, way back, I did a video on the levels of relationship, that there's 4 basic levels of relationship that just kind of help us define our friends. So, there's number 1, at the most distant, your acquaintance level. So that's a person that you meet them, you know their name, you know a few things about them, and you can talk with them on very safe topics, the news, sports, your job, their kids, nothing that's gonna upset them. And then basically your only emotion with acquaintances is you're happy. You're not going to express any other types of emotions. And so all of us have hundreds, even thousands of acquaintances. They're just the people in our life that we know, that we say hi to. So then the second level is casual friends. And these are the people that we enjoy spending time with if we've got something to do, a shared activity. So we know more about them now. We're spending time with them. We're getting to know more about them. We can talk about all the safe topics, but sometimes that list broadens, that we now talk about more topics, things we have in common, things that we enjoy. But there's still pretty safe topics. There's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of just fun, enjoyment. And so the predominant emotion still with casual friends is happiness. Gotta keep this light, keep it fun. And these are the people now that it's not just an acquaintance. These are people I enjoy spending time with. So we can have 20, 50 casual friends. They're very important. What happens as I'm with them, and just these are kind of side notes, is I'm doing things with them, we're talking, we're laughing, but I'm getting to know their character. I'm getting to know them at a deeper level. I'm getting to know, are they trustworthy? Are they safe? Can I be authentic? Can I share? I'm testing the waters on kind of what I can share, what emotions I can express. And part of why I'm doing that is I'm kind of looking, is this person qualified to become a close friend? Is this person the kind of person that I can start really opening up to, showing all my emotions to, confiding in? And so it's kind of a vetting process that a person moves from an acquaintance, and out of them we pick some that we enjoyed and they become casual friends. And then from them we're vetting them to find, is this a close friend? And a close friend is somebody I enjoy spending time with, and we don't necessarily need anything to do. We just enjoy talking. We just enjoy being together. We might do stuff together, but that's not the prerequisite for it. Now I can be quite open. I can start to open up about stuff that maybe others would get upset about and be dangerous topics that might get them to reject me or be upset with me. But now I can talk deeply about deeply personal stuff, struggles, beliefs, values, and I can share most of my emotions. At first, it's a little scary when I share some anger or fear because I'm not sure if they're going to reject me now. But if they still accept me, then I go, okay, this is the kind of friend I want. I feel safe with them. They're not trying to just fix me. They're not judging me. They're letting me be authentic. And so close friends we long for, because there's a level of authenticity, of intimacy, of safety, of connection that is deeper and more real than any other relationships. So with close friends, we might have a handful that we would call close friends. And then from them, we're vetting that to go, is there one or two that would be a soulmate? Somebody that I can no secrets with, totally open. I can go to my deepest sharing of beliefs, values, total openness and vulnerability about struggles, my emotions, all of that. That's what we eventually want, because that there with that person, we can finally experience a connection and intimacy that goes beyond any other level of connection and intimacy. And that's the most satisfying level. So in our life, we might have one or two people that would be in the class of soulmate. And hopefully, if we're in an intimate relationship, our partner is a soulmate. So here's the tool that I have used. So in the past, I've given clients this 4 concentric circle. And so in the middle is your soulmate. Then in the first circle outside of that is your close friend. Then outside of that is your casual friends. And outside of that is your acquaintances. So it's kind of, you can see there's a further and further out. And so I say, all the people in your life, what I want you to do is plot on this diagram where they would fit. So you're in the very center, then you got your soulmate, your close friend. You plot, let's say, where your mom would fit, where your childhood friend would fit, where that person from work would fit, where your neighbor would fit, where your hockey buddy would fit, where your high school buddy that you're still friends with would fit. And you begin to plot all your different relationships on this graph. And so people do that, and it takes them a bit, but they get it. And so I found very, very interesting what begins to happen once people do it. Because initially, from my perspective, they plot the graph using the wrong parameters. And so in the close friend category, many of them put their siblings, their parents, their friends from work, their friends from hockey, their friends from high school, and the friends they spend a lot of time with. And then their casual friends, they might put the neighbor that they talk to on Saturdays, or the person that they see at church and they talk to, or they go out for coffee with somebody once a month, and they go casual. And then soulmate, they put spouse, and that's kind of it. And so I began to look at, okay, what parameters, what standard are they using to guide that? And so it goes like kind of 3 things. Number 1, how often do I see them and how much time do I spend with them? Because in my mind, the more time I spend with somebody and the more often I see them, we must be close. Secondly, when I'm with them, do we have lots of fun? And we do lots of activities together, because that must mean we're close. And then thirdly, do I have good feelings about them? Do I like them? Because that must mean we have connection, that we're close. And what I realized with that one is also, for some, they've had a good connection in the past. They felt really close to this person in the past. And so I look at that and I go, is that the right parameters for close friendships? And so I explain to people that the parameters actually for close friendships are different. It's not how much time you spend each other. It's not how often you see them. It's not how much fun you have together, or how many activities you do together, or whether you've had some connection in the past. It's actually, am I totally safe? Can I talk about every topic and share every emotion without feeling judged? Can I talk about my struggles, my passions and values? Be totally open and vulnerable about them? Will I receive understanding? Will I receive empathy and acceptance? Will they share also at that same level? Or will I receive judgment? Will they try to fix me? Or will they shut down the conversation and just try to change the topic? So it doesn't matter how much time you spend with a person, how much you laugh with that person. If you're not able to share at that level and feel safe and accepted, then it's not a close friendship. So when people begin to realize that, they go, wow, when I think about my parents, yeah, I spend all kinds of times with my parents, but man, there's like 10 topics I can't talk about with them. And if I share any struggles, they immediately try to fix me, or they immediately judge me. Yeah, I don't feel safe with my parents when I talk about certain things. So, okay, so let's replot our relationship map now using these new parameters. And so what I find is their map totally changes. So before they had kind of siblings and friends from work and parents in that close friend category. Now all of a sudden, those are out in the casual friend acquaintance category. And the person they have coffee with once a week, they're moving to close friend because they can share openly and honestly and deeply with that person, even though they don't spend much time with them. And I've had clients that all of a sudden are going, whoa, my relationships are not what I thought they were. I thought I had all these close friends. Now I realize that I only got one or two close friends, and the people I thought were close friends are actually kind of just acquaintances, maybe casual friends. And it's almost upsetting for them to realize that their friendship map is not nearly as healthy as they thought it was. And so what I want people to realize moving forward is we need to see our friendship map accurately with the right parameters for what makes a close friend. But that can be very jarring for some. And so what I want people to realize is the person that you thought was a casual friend may be actually a close friend, and all the people you thought were close friends are actually casual friends or acquaintances. Now spend your time nurturing that close friendship. That doesn't mean you reject or get negative about the people that you realize are only acquaintances and casual friends when you thought they were close friends. No, you still want to spend some time with them, but you're not going to spend as much time investing in people who aren't willing to be real and vulnerable and who aren't safe. You're still going to respectfully spend time with them, but you're going to invest your energy into nurturing close friendships that are healthy. But then be willing to reframe how you see what you thought were your close friends. Be willing to be able to say, you know what, I thought I was really close with my family and they were really my close friends, but now I realize I don't feel safe with them. They're actually acquaintances. And what you're going to begin to realize is that's going to stir up some grief. And when you realize that they probably aren't going to change and they're never going to be the close friends I need them to be, they're never going to be the family I need them to be. And when you realize that kind of all your high school buddies and work buddies and drinking buddies that you laugh with and do all those, that they're really just casual acquaintances. They take a lot of your time, but they don't feed your soul because you don't share at that very deep level. There can be some grieving. There can be some anger almost. But don't get negative about it. Just go, okay, I'm glad I'm seeing this clearly. What I want to do now is still kind of have these friendships because I can benefit from them. There's value in having them, but I want to create healthy, close friends. Find healthy, close friends who are safe, who I can connect with, be authentic with, share at a deep level, have common passions and values with. That's where true friendship that satisfies is going to feed my soul. Thanks again. Hope that helps.